Hello and welcome back to Sins of a Solar Empire. You're joining me in the middle of a game. If you're just joining us, there's a previous video to this. I've already played for 47 minutes, so we're already a little bit into this game. You can kind of notice my other saves here, like Empire versus Rebex, because I can't spell, and other things that I was playing with. But yeah. So I'm your host, Gamer Vince, and so just to update you on to sort of what's going on here is that these are the planets I owned. There's only one star. We've got one enemy here, a Vasari player that really hates me, and a advent player over here who is, you know, not a fan of me, but doesn't hate me. And this Vasari player is going to keep sending stuff here, and oh my, do you have a lot of... Is he sent... Oh no, they're retreating. Okay, good. You know, I really thought that we're going to have a smackdown here right to start with, but it doesn't look like we really need to. I thought there was going to be some combat here right to get started with, but nope, not happening, which I'm perfectly okay with. All right, so we've got a... So while I'm talking, I've been accruing a lot of resources. So I think it's time to build another cap ship. That's sort of what I was going for. So the strategy that I'm going for with, in case you don't remember from last time, or if you're just joining us, is that I'll be building lots of Cortool Devastators and cap ships in general, ultimately building up to Starbases. So my main strategy is sort of hit and run with really large, powerful ships and Starbases. Because I'm playing the Vasari Rebels, and they can use their Starbases offensively. That is a thing that they can do. So that's what I'm going for, which I think will work out pretty well once we get it. The problem is surviving until you get that. All right, so let's get a couple of other economic upgrades here. I like to be #1 economic guy. That's a thing I'm going for, and I'm currently second, so I'm not happy about that at all. I want to be better. You might also be noticing that, you know, there's a lot of upgrades here that I could be going for, and I quite often don't ignore these. Like, the tactical capacity slots is for defensive things, so if a planet is in danger of getting attacked a lot, that's a good upgrade. I'll be going for that, otherwise I ignore it. Same with emergency facilities. If I feel like the planet's going to get bombarded a lot, you know, time to upgrade that. Exploring planets. This can be a money sink. If you find an upgrade, an artifact on your planet, it can be well worth it. But, you know, I feel like most of the time you don't find anything, so it wasn't really worth it, and it's just a money sink. So I tend to do that late game when I don't really care. Though, to be perfectly honest, something I keep forgetting to do is these industry or social specialization, and I tend to do industrial specialization quite often. Your max population goes down by just a touch, which means less credit income, but your trade income and your ship build rate go up quite a bit. And it's really bad for your cultural spread. So you really don't want to do it. I'm being threatened. Okay, so I'm gonna do industry specialization here. All right, so now he's coming in full force. Okay, so we are gonna get to see a battle here, and he's coming with a couple of cap ships, and this is kind of bad for me because I don't have the forces there to really defend. So I'm gonna send something there. These guys are gonna keep expanding for me, and meanwhile I'm going to just be building cap ships to send there. What I should really do is I should really build a starbase there sort of as soon as possible. Yeah, and I'm going to be doing that. Alright, so I'm going to research that. Actually, before I research that, I'm going to research this, because this is an upgrade to my phase missile platforms that are fighting as we speak. So they could use that.
Planet development finished.
Alright, well, let's see. Let's see how this battle is going to go. I feel like I have relatively good defenses, but they could be better. So while they are fighting, I'm going to be building more defenses. I really need some more crystal. Gosh. Alright, yeah. I'm going to have just building defenses, almost like a fighting retreat kind of thing, where while they're blowing them up in the front, I'm building them in the back. That is what I'm going for with. Just so that I can survive long enough for my for my cap ships to arrive. I feel like once my cap ships arrive, things are going to be just fine. Things are going to be just fine. Speaking of cap ships, I have all this fleet supply that I'm not using because I build cap ships, so I think it's time to upgrade that some more. Of course, I'm out of crystal. Yep, we're going to do that. Like I said, you can't be afraid of spending, of buying and selling resources, because when you need it, you need it. Notice that I'm actually doing kind of poorly in military ranking. Gosh, I feel like last time I looked at this game, things were going great, but things are not so good actually. We're not #1 in economy, which is what I was trying to go for. Our military is kind of bad. We're not #1 in colonization. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is hard mode for Sins of a Solar Empire. I'm really gonna have to do something. Oh, we just blew up one of their cap ships, didn't we? Oh, that's really unfortunate for them. Oh, you little backstabbers. You little backstabbers. Notice that they're back here bombarding my planet around here. But they just lost a cap ship. That's kind of devastating for them, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they're coming out getting the short end of the stick. Oh, gosh. Wow, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting to come up against the Advent this close to my home. I really thought I was going to be able to take this planet no problem, and that they would be somewhere over here. So I'm actually in more trouble than I want to be. But you know what? That's okay. You got to roll with the punches. Got to roll with the punches. They only have a single cap ship here. They're going to focus my flagship, which is actually kind of dumb of them, because the flagship can take a lot of damage before it's really in any kind of trouble. Where's my other... Oh, is that still building? No, it's not. Wait, where's my other... Didn't I just build another cap ship? I think I'm just going crazy. It's okay. I'm just going crazy. It's all okay. While all that is going on, I should really start checking up on some of my other planets, because I have money to spend that I should be spending on things. Predominantly... weapons labs. I need to keep researching this, but I feel like I'm getting pretty close to where I want to be on my imperial research. Ultimately, I want my Starbase mobilization, but that's more of a late game thing. Phase tunneling is something I kind of want, because two fronts have opened up, which I'm not happy about. Two-front warfare can be very difficult. Phase tunneling takes a lot of the sting out of it, because what phase tunneling allows you to do is build these structures called phase stabilizers, which you notice how this ship has to go, if I build a ship here, it's going to jump here, then there, then there, then there, and that just takes forever. If they lost both their cap ships, I feel like they have. These guys aren't doing so well, actually. Actually, I'm not doing so well. Am I doing well? I'm doing alright. Could be better. Because they're about to take away my planet, which means I'm not going to finish building all this stuff, which is really unfortunate. But once my support ships get here, I think we'll be okay.
Don't waste my time.
Alright, so we're actually going to fight them here. Oof, I really don't want to fight two of them at once. I really don't. That is not something I enjoy doing, is fighting two opponents at once. But of course, they don't have... I feel like the guys that I have here are enough to fight. So we're going to be okay with that. Alright, I'm going to sell just a ton of metal. Just a ton of metal, because we also need to buy some crystal. And yeah, that's just how that's going to have to go. Yeah, it seems like that the hard computers have decided to team up on me a little bit, which I'm not happy about at all, because that's going to make my life very, very difficult. One hard computer is tough enough to deal with. Two of them, that's just, that's going to take a lot of skill and maneuvering on my part. That said, though, it's not impossible. I'm going to struggle, but hey. If it wasn't a challenge, what's the point of doing it? Alright, so they've shown up here with a little bit of a fleet, and we're probably just going to get them to retreat as soon as we deal enough damage to this battleship. If we can destroy it, that would be great. But see, I think they're going to be focus firing on my flagship, which isn't going to help them a whole lot. They're not going to be able to do a whole lot with, not with this fleet. Yeah, we just lost Demeter. That makes me sad. That makes me very sad. All right, enough dilly-dallying. We're gonna need you to get here sort of as soon as possible. Oops. Yes, please set the rally point there. We're gonna need a migrator to take that planet back, and we're gonna need a couple of faster skirmishers. Notice that I'm already making plans for taking the planet back. Like, you know, like, I can take you. I can take you. Maybe. Solid maybe on being able to take them there. They did lose 2 capital ships, which is very expensive to replace. I feel like losing cap ships, you want to avoid if at all possible. That's also the main reason why, you know, my reverence for cap ships is high. That is also why I'm focus firing on their cap ship. Yeah, and we're gonna keep shooting on that, so that's gonna be, I think that's gonna turn out alright. Now, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my Cortool Devastator here, because it's the only ship within this planetary ring. Yeah, there's the other Cortool Devastator. Alright, once that thing shows up, having two cap ships there, we're gonna be in good shape. We're going to be in just fine shape. I'm going to make sure that all my other planets are up to standard, which I believe they are. This planet can hold more stuff, one of which I think is going to be a matter processor. Sort of going to capitalize on the fact that we are going to have a lot of metal. And the other thing I'm going to build here is yet another trade port. Or is it a weapons? Actually, I think I'm going to build some kind of lab here. In fact, I think I'm going to build a weapons lab here because we currently have a lot fewer planets than I want to. I need more planets. Did we blow up there? Oh, they showed up with yet. Okay, we blew up one cap ship, but they showed up with another cap ship. They're not going to be a fan of me. My flagship is actually taking a bit of damage here because now notice that I destroyed that cap ship with no problem, but now that another one's shown up, so it's only a battleship. I feel like if my flagship starts getting into trouble, I'll just make it invulnerable and get it out of there. Yeah, this is kind of risky of me, but hey, you know, no risk, no reward. All right, so let's see how this battle over here is going. Actually, this battle over here is going just fine now. Well, not exactly fine. I take that back. That's a lot of little ships. That's a lot of little ships.
Frigate ready.
I kind of want you to retreat into these missile platforms because I don't think these two are shooting. I don't think they're close enough. So you go do that. Once the other cap ship gets there, we should be in okay shape. All right, we're still second in everything, which is at least comforting that somebody out there is doing worse at everything. Like, you know, as underdeveloped as my fleet seems, somebody's fleet's worse. As bad as my economy is doing, somebody's economy is doing worse. But nobody's doing worse in colonization. That's bad. That means everybody else has more planets than me. Whew. Okay. See, it makes me sad. So I mentioned this in the last game, in my last video, but I was recording a different Sins of a Solar Empire game where things were going very different. Oh, everything was just perfect. Because my enemies, I believe, were fighting each other as opposed to both fighting me. So, you know, things were going great, but because of recording errors, I couldn't use that, so it was just like, I'll just start over. I hadn't invested that much time in it. But, you know, now I'm kind of sad. Because that game was going so much better than this one. But that said, we're not actually in that horrible a shape. What I really should be doing is focusing more on research here. Alright, it said our flagship had taken heavy damage. Yeah, it means it got to the 50% mark, but they're about to lose another cap ship. They really weren't very smart about this. I have lost nothing, and they've lost 2 cap ships. I feel like my Vasari opponent is much more dangerous. Alright, they're finally on the retreat. Oh, gosh. Good lord. That I took a beating there. This ship took a beating there, and I've lost the planet, of course. So, you know, that could have gone a whole lot better. Yeah, you stay there. You stay there and heal. Don't chase. Don't chase.
Standing by.
Get the migrator over here sort of as quickly as possible, and get the couple of skirmishers over there so we've got something to defend this planet with. Alright, so my guess is that they own this planet now. I'm going to have to watch this rather carefully because my flagship is at less than 50%. So we'll see what kind of defenses they've got going there. We need this planet. It's the only place we can go. I've decided to use this as a choke point. So once I take this planet back, I'm not going to be going any further in that direction. And I feel like these guys hate me enough as is. And as much as I'd like to eliminate them, I don't think I can. I just don't think I have the power to do it. These guys, of course, took this planet. Which is really unfortunate, but you know. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to fight them here. That's not optional. Not optional. So we're gonna just start sending a couple of skirmishers in there. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a war here. We took out 2 of their cap ships, which makes me think that they've hopefully lost their appetite to attack me. If we could bombard the planet, that would be nice. I feel like these guys are moving in to attack me? Maybe? That would be a poor plan of theirs. That would not work out very well for them, I think. Because I don't think they have enough stuff to actually hurt me here. Just in case they do. Alright, one of my capital ships' shields is offline, which must be one of you guys. Yeah, it's that core tool Devastator. Alright. Oh, so one thing you want to note about the flagship is the flagship cannot bombard planets. It does not have Temple of the Communion. Is that their culture? Oh, yes it is. I need to be careful here. I need to be very careful here. If they get culture going right there, that would be very problematic. Yes, that's culture. Uh-oh. Alright, I think they're retreating, which means I think I have the planet. Oh, go destroy that before that causes too much trouble, because I can't build a media hub here. I really want a media hub on this. I don't want to have to scuttle something here just to build a media hub.
Our ships have left base.
Yeah, this is tough. Alright, so this is Sins of a Solar Empire really at its toughest.
It's yours.
What are you waiting for? Go colonize. Go colonize. I think it's going to take a little while. Oh gosh, 2 minutes.
As you command.
Over 2 minutes. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to wait on that.
Waste my time.
Oh, nope, they're back. They're back. I thought they were retreating. They were just regrouping. The Advent really like to use lots of little ships. I feel like computer players in general like to use lots of little ships, but the Advent especially. Like, you will see lots of these Disciple vessels every time you face them. Which, you know, that's a thing. Alright, let's do some more research here. Because we kinda need we need to keep moving down the warfare tree. Because if we're not moving down that tree, we're gonna start to really fall behind. Oh gosh. So you see that culture spreading from there. I really need to get rid of that ASAP. Once we destroy the planet, we can destroy this, and then it's not going to be a problem anymore for a little bit. But yeah, wow, this game is going rather poorly. But you know what? You know what? That is okay. Even if I can only demonstrate how to not play this game, I feel like we'll learn something here. Yeah, the previous game I played to this was going much better, but I think that was in large part to the fact that my opponents were ignoring me. And if I can get my opponents to ignore me, that makes me happy. So I'm going to be putting a couple more points in here just so that they like me a little bit better, to hopefully maybe they'll dislike each other some more. Which is, these guys are starting to warm up to me for some bizarre reason. Maybe because they're attacking me, feeling bad about it. These guys were at -4 before. These guys are starting to dislike me, which, to be perfectly honest, no, keep bombarding that. Keep bombarding that. These guys aren't doing a whole lot to my flagship. Notice that my flagship went down from like 4,000 hull to like the 3,300 is now. Do not underestimate the power of flagships. They can draw a lot of attention from the rest of your fleet. And yeah, if we can take out this planet, I would be grateful. I would be very grateful. Right, so they've got a purge vessel going here. Oh gosh, I'm not using this. There we go. That's better. Yeah, the purge vessel isn't doing them any good. All right, what's the status here? All right. Oh, I've acquired planet Demeter. Oof. Finally, that's a step in the right direction. Yeah, we're still last in colonization. We really need this planet right here. That is not optional. If we don't get this planet, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right, so they're really focusing my flagship here, and I'm cutting it very close. All right, you guys go bombard that. And I think it's time for this flagship to get out here. This is getting a little bit too close for comfort. We're gonna make it invincible. The ship is now invincible, and yeah, it's using its overloaded engines, so there's nothing they can do to it for 30 seconds. So that's damage it's not taking. It can repair during that time a little bit too, and it's just gonna get out of here. Meanwhile, these guys are gonna take care of this Temple of the Communion, and hopefully stop this horrible culture spread. Culture does take a while to take effect, so I think we're okay right now. Let's build up defenses here again, because the Vasari player is going to be back. He's going to be back with a vengeance. You know, he's going to be... We're going to park our fleet just here among the defenses because they're going to come at us. They're pretty much going to have to, if they want to do anything to the planet. We still have our trade port, that's kind of nice. That's a nice little thing. And do I want to do the media hub? I feel like that's just going to antagonize them, and I'd prefer if they left me alone. That would be my preferred. Would be if they just left me alone. If they could leave me alone, that'd be great. If I could get one of my fronts secured, I'll be happy. Yeah, we're really outnumbered here, but I feel like that's okay. I've destroyed their planet, and I'm about to destroy their Temple of the Communion, and that we've accomplished our objectives right now of at least neutralizing the planet. We're not getting any closer, though, to conquering it, which is a problem. And if I just had my Devastators over here instead, we would be in a lot better shape. We would be able to take this planet no problem, but because my fleet is split, half a fleet, I'm being divided and conquered. No, this isn't going to end well for us. We're going to retreat. Oh, they took the planet again. Oh, that's... I didn't even notice that. Oh. Alright. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I need another cap ship. So we're going to research another capital ship crew. Another capital ship crew, which I think is going to give us actually another 2 or just another 1. Yeah, it's going to go up from 4 command to 6 command. So we're going to get another 2 capital ship crews. You stay here and cover our escape. And by cover our escape, I mean die so that we can build other stuff. Seeker vessel, purge vessel, seeker vessel. Seeker vessels are no concern to me because those are scouts. It's not a problem. All right. So the fact that they are setting up right here, which is literally 2 jumps away from my capital, is not good. I really thought I had more time getting this planet, but they've pushed the issue. They have decided to set up shop on my doorstep, and I really wish I could get them to go away somehow, but I can't. There's nothing I can really do to persuade them to leave. We're just going to have to duke it out. If I can at least force a stalemate over here, because I don't want to lose more on this front, then I can focus on this front. That would be how I would have to do this. I need another Cortool Devastator. They are the backbone of my fleet. They are what's keeping me alive.
Don't waste my time.
The fact that there's 2 of them just sitting there is just breaking my heart. What I need is these phase stabilizers. Actually, I think I researched that. Once I can get some of these phase stabilizers going, then I can start, making some of my planets adjacent to each other. If I can make this planet adjacent to this, I'll be able to much more. Then these guys don't have to sit here and defend. Instead, I'll be able to just, attack, and if I get attacked here, my fleet will be able to respond, that's huge. But phase stabilizers are, of course, very expensive. Of course, nothing that useful is free. All right, so my flagship has taken a lot of damage, which is, I'm not worried about it blowing up. I just can't use it, offensively until it's repaired. So I'm going to get a regeneration bay. That's going to fix my ships, and I think that's going to be pretty crucial. Being able to do that. So as soon as we're done researching that, I'm going to build a regeneration bay that's going to hopefully fix my ships relatively quickly. And we've got another capital ship on its way. I don't see any culture creeping out of Calliope right now. So even though we completely failed to take the planet, we did stop their cultural spread. So that's a big bonus. That is something, I will take that.
We shall rule again.
We also need to keep going down this tech tree. That's pretty crucial. So, armor. I've looked at sort of like guides and things like that. I've gathered information on other people's opinions on what they think is good in the game. And one thing I've pretty much come across is that most people say that, or at least sort of like at the higher up level, that armor isn't that great. The decrease to damage just isn't really worth it. I think it is at least a little bit useful because it does apply across the board to all your ships. And for the rebels in particular, they have this upgrade at the end which gives everything an extra 15% hull points, which I think is huge. So this armor restoration upgrade at the very end, I think, kind of redeems this entire armor tech tree. So I'm going to be building towards that because I think it's very useful to have. Alright, so the fact that there's one Ravastra skirmisher there signals to me that I'm about to get invaded here, though he is turning around. The invasion can't be far off. I think that one's just scouting. Is there a regeneration bay yet? No, there's not. We're probably still researching that. Whew. Okay, I can calm down a little bit. We can catch a breather. And first thing I'm going to do as soon as I've got some money is building a phase stabilizer here, which again, very expensive, but I feel like is completely necessary, because I can't have my fleet, like a fleet just sitting here doing nothing just in case I get attacked. No, I need them to actively be taking this planet, which, while I'm sitting here, I bet they're building up defenses. I don't want to jump there and find a starbase. That would suck. I don't think that's going to happen just yet. I don't think they're going to have a starbase there. That's more of a late game thing. But, I feel like we could take an unupgraded starbase. If it's just a regular starbase with no upgrades, not that big of a deal. And we might even be able to ignore it depending on where the gravity well they built it. If you're attacking a planet, say you're attacking this planet and there's a starbase all the way over here, well, just ignore it until you have the planet squared away and you worry about it later. Unless it's like a starbase that's just spitting out tons and tons of strike craft, you can kind of ignore it. So, yeah, alright, we're going to catch a breather here. We're just going to relax. Oh, that planet has an artifact. But we're going to catch a breather here. We're just going to strategize for a little bit. The fact that I'm now dead last in economy is worrying. We're not last in colonization anymore, and I'm not sure what that means. If it means that they're fighting each other and one of them is losing planets, that would be ideal. That would be like the best thing ever. But we are lagging behind kind of severely in just about everything. So this is not a situation you want to be in if you can help it. In this particular game, I don't think I could have helped it, but you know, if you can help it, that's, you know, that's what you want to do. Let's see. I'm going to upgrade. This is where I'm going to put the other phase stabilizer as soon as I can. We're going to sell some of that, and we're going to buy some of that, and sell some of that. And as soon as you are done upgrading that, get me a phase stabilizer. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Because as soon as that phase stabilizer is done, as soon as these phase stabilizers are good, I'm going to start these core tool devastators right here I'm going to take this entire fleet and just make a jump here, and I'm going to attack with all of them. And I think that's a formidable fleet, because despite my opponents just beating me mercilessly in economy and empire, they're not actually beating me that badly in military ranking. I have the most cap ships. I have a decent fleet, considering that I have just a couple of Ravastra skirmishers. That's kind of that just means they're extra sucking. Yeah, so I think that I'm going to be able to just roll over that ocean planet. That's the hope. That's the dream. I'm going to increase tactical slots here because I'm going to build more upgrades. With my fleet away, this planet, and I see culture creeping in there, so we're going to build a media hub here. Yeah, we just have tons and tons of metal. Probably coming from the fact that we've got 2 volcanic planets. Volcanic planets, by the way, have nothing but metal asteroids. Just absolutely nothing but that. Alright, so our flagship is getting repaired nicely, so that's good. Once it, yeah, don't worry about, okay, they just, I think they blew up something, I'm not really sure. But yeah, they will chase. I want you guys to be sitting around here, just huddling around the campfire that is the regeneration bay. And this is almost complete, which is good. Phase stabilizers, I think, is one of the most powerful technologies in the game, because it does allow you to sort of, well, fight things on multiple fronts if you need to. You know, you never want to fight on multiple fronts if it can be avoided. But, you know, like in this particular case, I don't think I could have avoided it. So, you know, if you're fighting on multiple fronts, and if you're playing in games where there's just a lot of space, then it can be a lifesaver. And I think it's just really useful being able to move your fleet around very quickly. That is a very useful thing to have. So now notice this would have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps, and we get to do it in one jump. Just one jump straight there. Fantastic. Yeah, they're going to be there really quickly. Alright, so our fleet is almost ready to go and launch an attack on Calliope. And I'm really surprised that I'm not seeing culture creeping in from up top here. I'm really surprised that they have not done that. So I think my allegiance on this planet dropped just a little bit because their culture reached here before mine started pushing back. But now that I've got a media hub going, I'm not too concerned. That's going to be just fine. Yeah, I think that's all good. That's all good. Stay positive. We're going to stay positive, and we're just going to ride this whole thing out. I really like having a phase stabilizer on my home planet. I usually don't build very many capital factories, and I usually just have my capital ship factory on my home planet, on my capital. Because I think I don't want to use up the logistic slots. I prefer to have them used for economic purposes. Granted, I'm actually not fully utilizing all the logistic slots that I have. Like, I should be using all of these up. But yeah, I prefer to use them for other things. So, yeah. Oh, I forget. My Jarn Migrator is what builds my Starbase. So I think I'm actually going to build a Starbase here, and that'll really slow them down. And that's also going to make them think twice about attacking here. We're going to sell a lot of metal, and we're going to get a couple of these. I'm going to sell some more metal. Yeah, and we've almost got enough. Alright, our saving grace here is that we can sell a lot of metal. Now the returns aren't great. I really wish I didn't have to like sell all of that. But just the fact that we can in a pinch is very useful. Okay, so I feel like this planet is going to be well defended here in a moment. The fact that I haven't gotten attacked yet, now maybe this may be speaking out of ignorance, but the fact that I haven't gotten attacked yet, I think means that they're attacking each other. Which, that would be really fantastic if they were attacking each other instead of me. Alright, we've got a fleet. Our fleet's here. Alright, time to launch an attack. We've got 7 Ravastra skirmishers, which they're not really making any difference, but we've got 4 Kortul Devastators. Like I said, they're going to be the backbone of my fleet. And, of course, an Evacuator as my colonizing ship, and I'm sending my flagship as well. It is at full health. The flagship makes a great tank. They're going to really focus fire it, and if it gets into any kind of trouble, again, it's got a million ways to get out of it. I really wish it hadn't just used its overload engines. While it has a million ways to get out of trouble, they do have rather long cooldowns, like a 400-second cooldown. I feel like at that point, it really shouldn't be in seconds anymore. But yeah, everything's in seconds in this game. You know, you're getting resources per second. You've got cooldowns per second, durations in second. You know, everything's done in seconds, so at least they're consistent. Let's quickly upgrade this planet with what it needs. We want another Imperial Lab over here. And I think I'm going to build a media hub back here. Just in case. What I don't want happening is if, like, worst case scenario, I lose this planet and they destroy the... Whoa! Okay, alright. So no more talking about that. What's going on here? Because I just noticed that they have a really large fleet here. Okay, this isn't that large of a fleet. These space bars, these bars, like, notice that I've got like this tiny bar, they've got this giant bar. I'm not actually really that worried. They do have a cap ship somewhere in here. I don't actually see it. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, actually I don't know where it is. I don't see it. All of you are probably frantically pointing at the screen going like, it's right there! How can you not see it? Am I sitting on top of it? Oh, I think I am. Yeah, there it is. I am sitting on top of it. Okay, that was kind of hard to find. 3-dimensional combat can be a pain. You know what? If we take that out, they're not going to have a whole lot. So I'm going to have to monitor this rather carefully. Because they're currently focus firing my flagship. Because they think like, well, if I can kill the flagship, we win. But they're not going to actually, I think, deal enough damage to the flagship to it's going to have to retreat at some point. But thanks to being able to make itself invulnerable and, you know, overload engines to go really, really fast and all that kind of stuff, they're not going to really do a whole lot to it. Alright, and we've got a starbase. Visari starbases, by the way, are my absolute favorite. I think all other starbases are just kind of crap compared to the Visari one, for the sole reason that the Visari starbase is mobile within its gravity well. I feel like starbases are kind of easy to ignore. You can go around them, you can destroy everything on the planet except the starbase. If you have to fight an opponent, you can fight them away from the starbase if you need to.
Don't waste my time.
So starbases kind of sometimes suck in that regard. But the Visari one can come hunt you down. It doesn't matter if you try to avoid it, it will eventually get to you. Alright, so I think this battle is going relatively well. I think I've destroyed their cap ship, or at least made it retreat. The fact that we haven't moved, I think, means I destroyed it. So, yeah, I think they're on the retreat now. I think they're getting out of here, which means it's time to take over this planet. Yeah, usually the computer player doesn't do a whole lot in fancy movement and micromanaging, which I'm thankful for, because I know I don't want to do that. They don't usually worry about that kind of thing. So when you see them move, that means they're usually on the retreat. Unless sometimes they have reinforcements coming in, so these units might be legitimately retreating, but then as soon as reinforcements come in, they recalculate and they're like, oh, we can actually take you. So they might be regrouping. But what we're going to do is we're going to ignore them and just hope that they are retreating. If they're retreating, I don't really care. I took out their cap ship, which I think is crippling enough. Whew. Alright, you know what? I haven't been attacked here yet, since that last time on Demeter, since that time we lost it. So Yeah, these guys are liking me more and more, and these guys are hating me more and more. I'm really surprised. I kind of thought the opposite would happen, but apparently not. Let's see. Alright, so these guys, the Zorn Precept, actually likes me? What? I thought they didn't like me. Oh, that's me liking them. Oh, why do we like them? No, we hate those guys. The Lee Sector Remnants, I hate them. My people hate them. They're not that hated by the Zorn Precept. Yeah. That's unfortunate. They don't hate each other as much as I'd like. But you know what? That's okay. We're winning this fight, and I feel like we forced a stalemate over here. Like, I don't think they're really going to attack me. Well, never mind. They are attacking me. Or call a Starbase. Go over here and stay there. Fight with the rest of the defenses, not by yourself. So we're going to upgrade this Starbase because it needs it. Yeah. Alright, and also we've got other things to research. Yeah, we're going to keep going up this tree. We're going to sell a lot of metal.
Not enough crystal.
Never enough crystal. Just... Why is the crystal always missing? Alright, so the fleet that they brought is kind of pathetic. Not even any cap ships in it, so that they're not going to be able to do anything with that.
Hostile forces are sieging our planet.
It says that hostile forces are sieging my planet, which, by the way, is this fleet attacking my structures. Sieging a planet means that it's being attacked. Like, that structures on the planet are being attacked. These things couldn't take... This pathetic amount of guys wouldn't be able to take my Starbase by itself, let alone with all this other stuff on the planet. I don't know why they're just sacrificing it to my Starbase. But you know what? I don't really care. No skin off my nose. Well, maybe a little bit, because I did just kind of wet myself and upgrade my Starbase in anticipation of awful things happening. Yeah, okay, there they go. Oh, that did them no good. They didn't damage my Starbase. They got through the shields a little bit. 65% shields. It's actually more damage than I thought they would do, but again, not really a concern. I've got a nice autosave there. I feel like, you know, if something goes horribly wrong at this point, I may jump back to an autosave. I don't actually do that, I think, in Sins. In Sins, I feel like, I think it's called save scumming. I'm not really sure. I don't really tend to do that. That is not a thing I do. I just don't think. I feel like you got to be able to lose. If you can't lose, if everything you fight is a guaranteed victory for you, you know, what's the point? All right, we've got another planet. Hey, the thing I said we needed to do, we did do. Gosh, crystal is so expensive. But I need it. I need to upgrade this planet. Now we're gonna just take a minute and loot the spoils of Calliope. And I feel like we're coming up soon on a good part to you know, to call this a part, because I feel like we've gotten a lot done. It got pretty hairy there for a moment, but I feel like they have turned on each other. The stuff that I've seen from them, I feel like, is not nearly what they're capable of. I feel like they're capable of a lot more. I feel like they've got much bigger fleets elsewhere. So that's good. If they've turned on each other, that is very, very good. And that means we're in a lot better position than we were in a second ago when we were being attacked by both of them at the same time. Wow. Oh wait, for a second there I thought there weren't any asteroids, like any more asteroids for me to take here. No, I just haven't destroyed them yet. There we go. Now the crystal one and a crystal. There's a couple of crystal extractors here, so that's good. I'm happy about that. So yeah, we're gonna develop this planet and use it as a launching point into here. I feel like, I mean, they've pretty much, if they've colonized here, that means they are here. And ultimately, this is another planet that I need. It's a good choke point planet. And so is that one. I'm probably going to get this one and start fortifying it, just in case, so that we have a place to fall back to. and then we're going to push forward into Zorn Precept space. The Zorn Precept, I feel like it was inevitable that we were going to fight. This planet is really close to their sector of space, so I respect them attacking me there. I respect you for that, fellow Vasari. But the Zorn Precept, they attacked me right as I was busy. I feel like that was a scummy thing of them to do. Oh, you guys attacking here? Yeah, you are. You are. I'm glad I noticed that. So we're going to just, you know, build up a couple of defenses here so that they can't just take this planet. Actually, they're not attacking me here. They're jumping to the wormhole. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure how they got here. That is this guy. They must have come through the wormhole. And if they came through the wormhole, that means they're over here, because I'm pretty sure these two wormholes are the only connect each other. So the fact that they've pushed down this way to the wormhole means, yeah, I think they're fighting. Now I'm making a lot of guesses here and assumptions, and you know what they say about assumptions. You know, that just makes, yeah, you know the saying. Keeping it family friendly here. But you know the saying, you don't usually want to assume things if you can confirm them. Right now I can't really confirm them, so I'm going to just wait. The fact that we have to keep buying crystal is really hurting. And I don't think that... See, the TEC, and I think the Advent as well, have a discount that they can get for conversion rates. Like, they can make it cheaper, so they can take less of a loss for converting... resources into credits and vice versa. But the Vasari have no such thing. They're not that great with economics, so they don't have that available to them, which is unfortunate because I'm doing it a lot. But you know what? That's okay. We're just going to deal with it. The Vasari have so many other things going for them. I'm not really sad about that bit. Alright, now I've got this upgraded. Now I think I'm going to be going for either one of these. I tend to go for the cheapest ones first, which for me means probably superior missile phasing. We're going to sell a lot of that, buy a lot of that, and we're going to begin researching that. Yeah, if you're just listening to me and not really looking at what I'm doing, you just heard a lot of this, that, and this. Essentially what I just did is I sold some metal, bought some crystal, just so that I could research superior phase missile phasing, which ignores more shields. It's a really good upgrade, and I think the internet agreed with me on that one. Sometimes I don't agree with strategy guides, just because of how I play. It's not that I disagree with strategy guides, it's just like I don't play that way, so it's not useful for me. But this is one where I think I agreed with certain strategy guides that this phase missiles that ignores parts of shields, like shield negation increase up to like 30%. Is just pretty fantastic. It gets pretty devastating. You'll be able to destroy, like deal a lot of hull damage to ships very quickly with that by just ignoring their shields, which, you know, is just really good. Alright, let's get the economy going on this planet here, and once I do that, I think I'm going to call it a part, and then we're going to pick up next time with, we're done defending, you know, like I feel like I have claimed now what is rightfully mine, and now it's time to take what is actually theirs. I feel like at this point, this was all clearly my stuff. Yep, even this oceanic planet, I didn't technically have it, but I was clearing out first. I saw it first, the Zorn Precept, I saw it first. But I've taken the planet now, and I don't see them attacking me. I think they're busy with each other. So now it's time to go to the offensive. The tide of the battle has been turned. We survived turbulent, you know, that first couple of turbulent turns, and now it's time to begin the assault. So that's going to be next time on Sins of a Solar Empire. I've been your host, Vince, and I hope to see you next time. See you there.